Ladies and gentlemen, football fans across the nation, welcome back. Yes, it's not exactly the NFL football we know and love. It's not the roar of Week 1. It's not the playoff rush. It's not the Super Bowl fireworks. But it's football. Sort of football. The pads are on. The whistles are blowing. The turf is warm. And the cleats are cutting again. That's right, preseason is officially underway, and with it came the Hall of Fame game in Canton, Ohio. Now, let's be honest. If you tuned in expecting high-stakes drama, game-winning drives, or MVP-caliber performances, you were probably disappointed. Because what we got wasn't a clash of titans. It wasn't a revenge game. It wasn't even close. It was a blowout. The Los Angeles Chargers steamrolled the Detroit Lions in a 34-7 laugher that left fans with more questions than answers, and probably more yawns than cheers. But let's take a step back. Because the Hall of Fame game isn't really about final scores. It's about the start of something. It's about shaking off the rust. It's about depth charts and dreams. It's about rookies trying to prove they belong, veterans trying to stay relevant, and fans simply thrilled to see a ball snapped on a gridiron again. Let's start with the winners. First, the Chargers' depth. LA might not have trotted out its franchise faces, but the guys they did send out played with purpose. They moved the ball, hit their assignments, and most importantly, looked like they belonged. That matters. Because when Week 12 rolls around and your offensive line is a mash unit and your running back just tweaked his hamstring, it's the guys playing tonight who get the call. Another winner. The NFL's return itself. Preseason might not mean much in the standings, but to football-starved fans, it's a taste of what's to come. It's the first breath of the fall wind. It's the smell of nachos and the sound of the red zone buzzer on the horizon. It's comfort food. Football is America's game, and tonight, it was back, if only in a shadowy preseason form. Now, let's talk about the losers. Unfortunately, we have to start with the Detroit Lions. Yes, it's just preseason. Yes, most starters were resting. But still, you'd hope for a little more sharpness. A little more cohesion. A little more fight. Instead, what we got was flat execution, poor tackling, and an offense that struggled to generate any meaningful momentum. They've got time. They'll regroup. But this was not the opening statement they wanted to make. Another loser. Suspense. This game had none. The Chargers were up early and never looked back. By the second quarter, you knew the outcome. By the third, you were scanning your phone. By the fourth, you were wondering why you stayed up this late on a Thursday night in August. But that's the deal with preseason football. Sometimes it's exciting. Sometimes it's ugly. Most of the time, it's both. Still, you take the good with the bad. Because for every missed throw, there's a receiver fighting for his NFL dream. For every fumble, there's a linebacker chasing a roster spot like his life depends on it. And for every second-string quarterback you've never heard of, there's a future legend waiting in the wings. You can't script the NFL journey. You just have to watch it unfold, even when it starts with a snoozer in Canton. So what did we learn tonight? We learned that the Chargers have some young talent worth watching. We learned that the Lions need to clean up some things before Week 1. We learned that football, in any form, still feels like home. We learned that the lights in Canton still shine, even when the stars are sitting. And we learned that preseason football, for all its flaws, still holds our attention, because it reminds us of what's coming. Soon, we'll have Mahomes magic, Allen rockets, Burrow bombs, defensive duels and Sunday chaos. Soon, it'll be fantasy lineups, rivalry weeks, primetime thrillers, and playoff pushes. But for now, it's August. It's rookie reps and quiet stadiums and coaches squinting at tape. It's building blocks. It's groundwork. It's football's humble beginning. So whether you cheered, yawned, or tuned out, know this, the wait is over. The NFL is back. Sort of NFL football. But enough to make us believe again. Here's to the next snap. Here's to the real thing. And here's to another season of heroes, heartbreaks, and Hail Marys. Football has returned, and with it, the heartbeat of American sports.